The lights are on and night has fallen, and you're watching the nightcap of the 41st District Tournament, Night 1, here on Cable 10. We do the same game, but with the boys' side. The Western Hills Wolverines will protect their home field in Night 1 of the boys' 41st District Tournament against the number 1 seeded Great Crossing Warhawks. Alongside Chris Cole, I'm John Piesheimer. And Chris, it's kind of the same story as we had in the first game with the girls. First time these two teams played, it was right here on this field. Great Crossing coming out ahead and blanking the Wolverines in that one 6-0.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks ago, both these teams played their last district regular season matchup, and Great Crossing took it 6-0.
And we'll take a step back as the national anthem plays. And the anthem has played and the handshakes are going on, and we are working our way through the ceremony as we begin to kick off game 1 of Night 1 of 41st District Boys Soccer Tournament. As we take a look at the bracket here, the top side is what we're dealing with right now as the Warhawks of Great Crossing come in as the number 1 seed. Great Crossing with a record on the season of 14-3, unbeaten in the district, 6-3 in the 11th region, taking on a Western Hills team that has not had the easiest of times this season, a record of 2-13-3 on the season, winless in the district, only 1 win and 1 draw in the 11th region against 4 defeats. And Western Hills really kind of looking up at an uphill battle here, but it's tournament time, and that brings out special performances and players, and it's going to be up to the Wolverines to see if they can rally here. It's a completely new season as soon as that horn fires and the whistle blows here.
Yeah, and all you got to do is win 1 game, right, to advance to the region. And when your back's against the wall, you either shine or you lay down. And I mean, that's what it is. You either fight or you don't. And so...
And we've got a light show going on. I saw the uplights that were on. Didn't mean to interrupt you mid-thought, but I think a lot of people got interrupted by our new lighting here. And
they've been working on the light situation here at Western Hills, and no better time to unveil them than district soccer.
Well, I noticed the green uplights that they had on the back side of the field, which I thought was a nice touch, even though, and for tonight it could be a completely unbiased thing, except it is more of a Western Hills green than the Kelly green of Great Crossing. So Great Crossing will be in their blues here, Western Hill in the white. Western Hills kicking us off to start us off here in Night 1 of the Boys 41st District Tournament. Of course, if you're just joining us now, our game 1, the girls playing the same matchup, and Great Crossing ending it early, 10-0 against Western Hills. They move on to take on the winner of Franklin County and Frankfort High tomorrow night as Great Crossing attacking here early. Great Crossing, the runner-up in the 41st District last year, if you'll remember that epic battle to close out the tournament that they had against Frankfurt High, with the Panthers coming out on top. What a game that was.
Yeah, and what a special season Frankfurt High had last year, winning the All-A and then making a run in the region. Great Crossing has really come into the 41st District and been a thorn in a lot of people's sides in the capital city on the boys and girls side.
Yeah, it was, I mean, for years this tournament was kind of almost the Woodford County Invitational, and once Woodford moved out of the 41st District, Great Crossing came into this district, and really they've acquitted themselves more than well in terms of just the success they've had, at least on the soccer end of it.
And it's been, they're the biggest school in the district. A lot more people to pull from. But we've held our own here in the capital city with Frankfurt High on the boys' side, getting a district win last year. Western Hills was able on the girls' side a few years ago. So it's not all been Great Crossing, and they've had to work for it. So,
yeah, and it's been fun to see. We got a lot of, you get such good support for all the teams here in the 41st District when it comes to tournament time and all through the season, really. And I think Great Crossing has been a good addition to that with the support that they bring here, too. So it's been a lot of fun to watch everything develop over the past 4 or 5 years that we've had these rivalries play out in front of us, as Western Hills has a throw here. Coming in to take the throw there is number 13. I'm having trouble finding that on my roster, but I kind of didn't have as much time to get a roster together as I wanted to, so we're gonna kind of take it as it comes here, so bear with me, folks. Great Crossing trying to play out of the Western Hills half. Wolverines doing a good job of taking the pressure to Great Crossing here. Now the Warhawks moving back up towards the Western Hills side of the field. Crunching tackle that time coming in to make that was Sander Castillo, the junior. Number 20 for the Wolverines. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Good slide tackle there.
Got the ball. Great Crossing dribbling between players. There's the shot. I believe that, I thought that took a deflection, but it looks like it was just a goal kick coming in to take that shot. That was Ethan Bell, the senior forward. He is tied for the lead in goals for the Warhawks this season with 9 and 13 assists on top of that. So he's really been the guy that makes it happen for Great Crossing. And make it happen they have, as they are currently sitting at, after the regular season, 4th in the standings in, as far as win-loss records, in the 11th region, with a record of 14-3.
Yeah, and those 3 losses came to the hands of Takes Creek, Frederick Douglass, and Lafayette. And I mean, Takes Creek and Lafayette been good soccer schools for years. And then Douglass, the new kid on the block in Lexington, has really been coming on strong of late with all their athletic programs. So
we're going to have a goal kick here for Great Crossing, and they just want to play it on the pitch, as it says, or as they say, playing it out from the back. They've been very patient so far, but Western Hills is taking that as an opportunity to put the pressure on. They see a place where they can get at the Warhawks here. That'll be a throw for Western Hills between the benches. And just kind of going by the score lines for Western Hills so far this season, you know, it could be the case that the win-loss record maybe doesn't tell the whole story of what this team's been through, because in none of these games do I see that they've really been kind of, I mean, the worst loss that I'm seeing that they have was losing to a fellow 41st District opponent in Frankfort 7-0 on this ground here at Western Hills. That was September the 9th. But it seems like really their problem hasn't been, because it looks like their defense has been sufficient to keep them in games. They just haven't been able to score. Only 10 goals on the season.
Yeah, their defense has been pretty strong. As we see a penalty here against Great Crossing.
Yeah, coming in a little bit late there for the Warhawks. That was number 20, James Crone, the senior midfielder, taking the ball and taking Carson Thomas with him. Western Hills playing it out wide. There's Elias Chavez, and he wins a corner for Western Hills, their first set piece of the game.
And you talked about in the girls' game how important that first 5 minutes of the game, or the first 5 minutes of the second half, is, and it's been very equal so far in this one. I think Western Hills has done a good job putting pressure.
And that one slips into the box. Getting a foot to it there was Elias Chavez, and just needed one more runner in there, but they're able to get another corner out of it. Let's take a look at the replay here. Fantastic low ball with a lot of pace. You can see exactly what they were trying to do. They had that near post runner there in Chavez, and he just wasn't able to get to it. Ball bouncing around again. This time Great Crossing able to get a foot to it. And the Warhawks will reset. And they're trying to counter here. Nice ball over the top. Some space to run into there for Ryan Payne, and he loses it. And Western Hills manages to get around the problem there for a second. A shot from distance there. I think they just kind of wanted to make sure that the keeper was really alert to the situation there for Western Hills, but now the Warhawks just playing it out again. A missed kick there. Now Great Crossing attacking. Looking to get the ball to his left foot for the cross. There was the left winger for Great Crossing. Ball still bouncing around. Coming in, and nice save there. Coming in to make the big save for Western Hills. Let's take another look at the replay there, as that was the goalkeeper, Will Nguyen. And I want to apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I've heard it pronounced Nguyen, and I've heard it pronounced Win. So we'll go with Nguyen for the time being, and if I find out different, I will amend that. But a nice save all the same.
Yeah, sacrificed his body, had a defender and an offensive player crashing the goal.
And wanting a foul was the Western Hills bench, and it's going to go the opposite way, unfortunately, as the coach for the Wolverines, Marquis Dawson, having a little discussion with the official about why the earlier foul wasn't called. We're 10 minutes in, still scoreless. Western Hills taking the fight to Great Crossing at times here. Here comes the ball in. That one goes right to Nguyen, and that was a nice job holding his ground and taking the hit and making sure the ball doesn't go in the goal, and the official did see that, so that'll go the other way. That was number 22 for Great Crossing, Evan Purcell, colliding with Nguyen in the goal for Western Hills. Nice footwork that time by Zalea. Number 11, Daniel Zalea, the junior. As you see the coach for Western Hills. Here's Zalea back on the ball. Playing it forward now. Oh, and Zalea, that looked bad, but he's able to get back up. Looked like his leg folded under him. Anybody who's had that happen to them, I had that happen once when I was skateboarding, and made me question a lot of decisions I'd made up to that point, as I couldn't walk for a couple days. And he's a little hitch in his giddy up, so to speak. And that will be a goal kick, as looks like we might have some substitutions coming in. Number 15 for Western Hills looks like he's going to come onto the field. They may take a look at who's coming off. I didn't really see it. But that is Ashton Miller, the sophomore, coming into the game. Playing on the left side of midfield.
We just do a little heel tap in the air.
Wolverines piling on the pressure in midfield, trying to force Great Crossing into a mistake with the ball. And they managed to get possession. Great Crossing doing the exact same. And the ball booted high into the air, trying to give the Wolverine attackers something to run onto. Here's the lag. Nice cutback to get some space. Lost that one over the top. Fantastic ball. And coming in to make the save that time was Zach Hendricks, the goalkeeper for Great Crossing. His first real contribution. It's a tackle coming in late for Western Hills. Number 20 for Great Crossing going down. And a little back and forth here. Let's take a look at the replay. Ooh, that one was late and not in a great spot if you're the attacker.
Yeah, right on the calf.
And that was James Crone, the senior, who was on the receiving end of that. And Western Hills under attack there, and all they can do is put it out for a corner. So Great Crossing will have a corner on the far side. See Ryan Payne, the junior, for Great Crossing, number 2. Daniel Hananoa plays it in for Great Crossing, and that was a nice job by Zalea to get a foot to it for Western Hills. Great Crossing gets it back, though. Neither team really able to establish solid possession at the moment. And that's going to sail harmlessly over for a goal kick. 15 minutes gone now. We're scoreless, and Western Hills doing a great job so far, holding Great Crossing to a stalemate.
Yeah, they've been really good on the counters that Great Crossing's had. They've been able to put some pressure on the offensive end as well.
Nice job there by Daniel Zalea. He's really been just fantastic footwork. Still has it. Manages to hold possession. That's really what you want your midfield to do, to be able to hold on to the ball, draw people onto him, and If he has to play it back, that's fine. You've still got possession of the ball. Crunching tackle coming in that time. And great crossing. Gets possession. That tackle was within the letter of the law. Now, nice through ball for the Warhawks. Another nice one. That one gets to Payne. He tries to knock it around the goalkeeper, Will Nguyen, but that last touch a little bit too heavy. It'll be a goal kick. Let's take a look at the replay here. That is a fantastic through ball played by Great Crossing. Perfect weight on it and just a little bit too much on that touch for Payne. It looks like we got a substitution coming into the game for Great Crossing. That'll be number 16, Tyler Andrews, coming in. As I saw number 24 there, maybe it was Cash Bourget, the sophomore, just a little bit, maybe kind of limping a little bit. Not sure if that's what I saw, but there's a lot going on the field. Sometimes I miss things.
Well, it's been a pretty physical game so far by both teams. I mean, we've seen some great slide tackles made by both teams.
Yeah, Western Hills really taking the fight to Great Crossing here. You can tell they're really trying to establish that they're in this game, and Great Crossing's, like you said, they're in for a fight this evening. Hopefully only metaphorically. Just saying, we've seen some things in this tournament in years past.
Oh, yeah.
Spirit's high, it just tends to happen. There's the shot, sails over the top. Getting free that time for Great Crossing was Ethan Bell, and had a look at it and almost chipped it over the head of the keeper, but just got a little bit too much oxygen under that one.
Good job by the defender to kind of force him just a little off his mark.
Yeah,
there.
That's a good pick out, Chris. Just got a little bit of the shoulder, completely legal there. And I think that was, like you said, just enough to really throw that shot off target. When you're running full speed, it doesn't take a whole lot to get you off balance. Zelaya plays that one forward, and Hendricks for Great Crossing with a nice job and a nice pass out from the back. He's coming onto it there as number 9, Ethan Bell, still with it. And fantastic last-ditch tackle that time for Western Hills, and now they're going to try to put some pressure going the other direction. Great Crossing fans, I think, might have wanted a penalty there, but from our angle, it looked like a clean tackle. We'll have to see the replay on that.
Well, every time a player hits the ground, everybody wants a foul, right?
Well, and also, I think penalties are just such a... I think a lot of officials are going to give the defenders as much leeway as possible, because that's, you know, tends to be a harsh penalty, and, you know, there's a lot of discourse either way on that, whether you say, well, they shouldn't make contact with the guy, that's the whole point, versus, you know, it's such a harsh, you know, pardon the pun, penalty for a minor infraction, you know, but and that's why I think from the officials' point of view, it's so important to really kind of establish how, as we take a look here again, that's just a fantastic tackle. He gets his foot to the ball. It's exactly what you want your defender to do, holding position but not coming in too rash. Great timing. There's number 24 for Western Hills, Elias Chavez, plays it out to the left. Now coming on to is Greg Little, who's trying to get his foot to a little tussle over there, and Little is able to get the ball free, and now it's pulled back. Did look like maybe a little tug on the shoulders there from Little. Just take a look at it here. Little giving up a tiny bit of weight, but using as much of what he has to offer as possible there, but going a little bit over beyond the rules. Is here for the throw in is Evan Purcell, the defender. One thing about this Great Crossing team too, you have a lot of seniors up and down the roster who have been through these battles before.
Yeah, and we know what kind of battle they had last year with Frankfort High as it came down to the wire in the district championship.
We'll see the Panthers tomorrow night take on the Franklin County Flyers in the 2-seed versus 3-seed game. So make sure you tune in. We'll have that matchup on the boys and girls side for you. I looked up, Chris, and we're already over 20 minutes through this first half, and feels like it's really flown by. This has been an interesting one because neither team, you kind of see what the teams are trying to do playing out, but it's like two opposing forces really running into each other because neither team able to really establish the pace of play here, but neither team really conceding much either.
No, both teams trying to attack, but both teams opposite of that have been pretty stifling on defense. I mean, they've been able to respond to the counters by either way. Western Hills probably has taken the blunt on the defensive end a little more. It seems like Great Crossing has had the ball on the offensive end a little more than Hills, but Hills has done a great job putting pressure on the Warhawks.
That's one thing I'm noticing Western Hills has done a couple of times. They'll find Daniel Zelaya, number 11, in the middle of the field, and as soon as he gets it, guys are making runs because he has the skill with his right foot to try to find them in space. Clearance that time by Great Crossing, but finds its way back to a Wolverine, and Western Hills trying to get on the front foot. There's the aforementioned Zelab going up against Ethan Bell, the forward, playing all the way back towards his back line. It's Great Crossing trying to dig out here.
Switch to field, now defender got it and making a run here.
Yeah, that's Evan Purcell, and that's been a battle for the last couple minutes. Evan Purcell for Great Crossing is a hard tackle coming in from Zelaya, and thought for a second the official might be going into his pocket, but really just, kind of with a little verbal warning to Zelaya there. Let's take a look at it. Came in a little bit late on that. But the official for the game, I think, has done a pretty good job so far. Confident enough just to give that a warning. And being a Liverpool fan, if anybody out there is a fan of the Premier League, I have learned the value of competent officiating. We've got a foul there, number 20 coming in. That's James Crone, the senior, and I think giving him the same benefit of the doubt that was given to Zelaya. And this is just a little bit late there. You can tell, I mean, you look at Crone, his eyes are on the ball there, and I think it just rolls away from him a little bit. But here for the free kick is number 13 for Western Hills to step in and take this. And a little training ground stuff here. Nice ball, and they've got Chavez here in space. That one comes in, dangerous. Took a weird bounce, but really the steam kind of went off of it. If If it hadn't, that was just going to be trouble for Hendricks, and Great Crossing not able to get on the same page, and Western Hills picks it up again. That was Carson Thomas playing that ball in. Carson Thomas, one of the captains for this Western Hills team.
I think we had a handball against Great Crossing there.
Zelaya with the free kick, arcing it up, trying to get it into the path of Greg Little over there, but nice job by Hendricks for Great Crossing in that goal to come out and sweep up the danger. And puts his foot through one, and Western Hills will have a throw as we get a substitute coming in here. And looks like coming into the game will be, I think that was number 15 coming in for Great Crossing, or for Western Hills, excuse me, Ashton Miller, as Sander Castillo, the junior, will take a seat. We've got another stoppage of play here, and another substitution is Greg Little is going to come out, and I think Sander Castillo is actually going to go right back into the game, and he's going to kind of play up front on that left-hand side, as maybe getting a little bit of a rest for Greg Little, as he's had to do a lot of running back and forth over the past 5 or 6 minutes down that left channel. Gutsy play there to get his head to it from number 34 for Western Hills. Here comes Great Crossing on the attack. Taking it all the way in is Ethan Bell, and just runs out of real estate. Western Hills, I feel like, has been doing an admirable job with him, because he's finding it hard when he gets the ball and he kind of goes marauding towards the goal, and he's got 1 or 2 Wolverines with him, and Great Crossing really hasn't established that second runner going with him, or it's something that they're not looking for. But he's, you know, Ethan Bell has just kind of been trying to kind of sit on the shoulder of the defender, and either that or just carrying the ball himself, or looking from the pass, like riding that back line, and then Western Hills has dealt with it pretty capably so far.
Yeah, good job for Hills, really closing out on him and forcing him to kind of do a lot of stuff on his own, not giving the Warhawks time to do a counter or get another player in scoring position. They're closing out so quickly.
Wolverines just no-nonsense clearance that time, and running onto it is Castillo. Nearly gets to it. Zach Hendricks has to come way out of his box to get that one. And Ethan Bell not able to keep that one in, and a little, I don't know if you'd call that chippiness, just a little gamesmanship between the defender for Western Hills over there and Ethan Bell. Bell just trying to buy his team a little bit of time to reset, as we're going to see Greg Little for Western Hills come back into the game, as Sander Castillo will get a breather. Western Hills earns a throw. It's John Wadmill, number 3, throwing that in. They get the ball to Zelaya, who has it taken off of his feet. Great Crossing on the attack now. Here come the Warhawks. Ball played over the top by Lucas Smith. Nguyen couldn't really get his hand to it, and it took a couple of different bounces. Almost went off the arm of the Wolverine, which wouldn't have been the best situation for Western Hills, but Nguyen was able to get to it. Let's take a look at the replay here. I want to see what happened. If anything it would have hit the hand of Lodmell as he was trying to keep it in his body, which would have been a natural position at that point. So we play on. Great crossing with the takeaway. Now, nice step over that time by Zelaya. Still has it. Wonderful run here. He's got a man running forward who had just creeped offside. So Zelaya plays it back over to Carson Thomas. Looking for Little. Through the middle, Little still fighting for it. That battle between Little and Evan Purcell rages on, and Little's letting the official know what's going on and that he's not particularly happy about it. We kind of come in, and you see it right there, a little bit of an elbow. I'm not sure if it was direct on the part of Evan Purcell or if he was just kind of trying to establish space, but elbow did appear to catch Greg Little, number 7 for Western Hills, in the face. Couldn't have felt good. I'm really working on an announcer on the gift of establishing the obvious. Couldn't have felt good, an elbow to the face. Give me the Pulitzer.
And do you think a little frustration setting in with
so.
Great Crossing? You know, they dominated the game the first time. They know Western Hills isn't as strong offensively, but Western Hills is being very feisty, and
I think they're trying to make their own luck here, but they've really been, I mean, we've had some really impressive performances so far. Zelaya in the middle has really been running the show for Western Hills. Great job, and here comes Great Crossing. That is Ethan Bell. Just really couldn't get any kind of power behind that as he had to switch feet. And that one rolls right into the hands of Will Nguyen in the goal.
And another good closeout by the defender, number 29 there, able to force Bell wider than he wanted to be on the point of attack.
Yeah, you can tell that's what Great Crossing is really aiming. They're aiming to get him out in space with the ball in a place where he can run onto it. And Western Hills has kind of been aware of that and really taken steps to, if not stop it, at least make sure he's not dealing with just one man as he goes, or he doesn't have a clear path to the goal. They've done a pretty good job with that so far. 7 minutes left. We're still scoreless here in Game 1 of the 41st District Boys Soccer Tournament. Wolverines of Western Hills, the 4 seed, hanging in there against Great Crossing and then some as the shot from distance goes well wide. And I think you're right, Chris. I think Great Crossing really over the last 5 or 6 minutes, they've struggled to establish any, you know, at the beginning of the game, we saw them really trying to kind of get in the rhythm of holding possession, playing it, you know, playing those short passes, working their way up the field. It feels like they've kind of abandoned that, and they're really trying to let Western Hills play onto them a little more and maybe go more counterattacking, or that could be something the Western Hills is really kind of taking away from them. As Bell and Zelaya going at it over there.
I know you saw it, push me. I know you
Close
saw
up.
it. I know you saw it.
Shot there by right in front of our
Really controlling the game, bro.
intrepid cameraman, Mr. Zach McDonald, over there on the platform. And Great Crossing will have a corner. I thought that was a goal kick at first.
I did too. I thought it went off with Bell, but.
And the corner comes in. That one pretty easy for Nguyen to just grab safely. And here's Castillo running with it on the left side. Still has it. Routed out that time by Great Crossing, but Western Hills again taking the fight to the Warhawks here. Zelaya has it. Nice step over. Just runs out of room. Great Crossing able to collapse on him that time. Hendricks with the mighty boot there, nearly getting all the way across the field. And to have a keeper that's capable of placing a pass like that is such a nice weapon to have in your arsenal.
Yeah, because that switches the field quickly, right? I mean, it's not a slow play up. Sometimes you can get the defense backpedaling a little bit on their heels.
And it's not even about playing a perfect pass, it's about playing the bounce after that as well. This will go the way of Western Hills. Daniel Zelaya, number 11 there, was fouled in the midfield. Here to take the free kick for Wolverines is Zane Allen, the senior. Just a little bit under 4 minutes left in the first half, and we've got a stalemate on our hands here. Here's Zelaya. Tried to play that pass forward in the air. Now great crossing coming the other way. Here's Bell. And stretching out to make the stop for Western Hills. So we take a look at the replay. That's a fantastic job of coming back to cover, and he's had to do that a couple of times since Bryce Douglas, the sophomore defender for Western Hills. Fantastic job that time. You'll take a corner in that circumstance. Union coming up and making the grab as there was a Warhawk coming far post to try to knock that one in. Ball in the air to Little, and he's able to get to it. Might have something on here, turning around, and Western Hills will have a throw deep in great crossing territory, as that ball is now the property of whatever construction company has been hired to do the work here over on the far side. Here's the ball in. Little gets his foot to it. Little off, like nearly got his left foot to a bicycle kick. Rarely seen at this level, but Western Hills with their best chance so far, and they're still on the attack. Little with such a good chance, some last-ditch defending, and that header not really able to get the kind of whip he would need on that, but that was nearly in right there. Greg Little with a fantastic job. Turned to it, just needed another split second to get to the ball.
Yeah, like you said, Western Hills' best opportunity so far, and just inches away from really getting
and not able to clear as Western Hills. Great crossing now on the attack, and they managed to keep it in, but nobody home to pick up the ball for great crossing. Wolverines with a minute left here in the first half, trying to play it from the back. And I think if you're Western Hills, you'll take just, I want to say you'll take going in tied at halftime, but really, I think they've been the stronger of the two sides. We'll see if Sander Castillo was running onto that one. I'm not sure if he had touched the ball, whether or not that would have been. I didn't see the flag go up, but I felt like he might have been just a step offside. So we've got 30 seconds here in the first half. I was going to say Western Hills might be satisfied with going in with the draw, but really they're on the attack right now.
Yeah, and sometimes in that last minute of a half, in a close game like this, in the first half, you can sometimes get someone maybe not paying attention, thinking that you're going for a tie, and then sneak one in real quick.
I think you're seeing a little bit of the same strategy playing out on both sides, as that was as good and exciting of a 0-0 half of soccer as you're going to see Western Hills holding strong against Great Crossing as we've reached halftime in Game 1 of the Boys 41st District Soccer Tournament. Stay with us. We'll have highlights coming up.
Game of the Week is brought to you by David Tolles Auto Pro. You're in good hands with David Tolles Auto Pro. Bring your vehicle to us for the best repairs in the Frankfort area. 2 locations at 1348 Versailles Road and 515 Duncan Road. And check us out at davidtollsautopro.com.
Call David Tolles Auto Pro for all your automotive needs.
Don't let your car keep you from making important plans. Take it to David Tolles Auto Pro, 515 Duncan Road and 1348 Versailles Road.
Game of the Week is brought to you by J.O. Osborne with the Franklin County Farm Bureau. The Franklin County Farm Bureau's J.O. Osborne wishes all of our local teams a healthy, competitive, and successful season. J.O. and Kentucky Farm Bureau have been insuring Frankfort since 1943. With them on your team, when you experience a loss from an accident or storm, it can be a real game changer.
Hey, that was my friend Logan's soccer coach. Why'd you wave at her?
Because she's also our Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance agent. She's the one that helped us get our house fixed after that big storm last year.
Well, that explains the name of their team.
Which is?
The Storm.
Good one.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by Classic Gold. Art-carved class rings are available at Classic Gold Master Jewelers on 859 East Main Street in Frankfort.
Classic Gold Master Jewelers has an amazing selection of jewelry that anyone will love. Classic Gold also provides custom services like pearl restringing, engraving, watch repair, ring resizing, and custom designs. Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
40 minutes gone and nothing settled between these two teams as Western Hills and Great Crossing enter halftime scoreless and tied here on the first game of the 41st District Tournament as we see how we got there, Chris, and really it's been one of those things where you just have two teams that I feel like are kind of trying to play in a similar way, and they've both been kind of canceling each other out.
Yeah, it's the kind of the boxer versus the puncher, right? I feel like both teams have been very physical. It's been a hard-fought game. I mean, we've seen bodies, as you can see right there, go to the track. We've seen people getting pulled down, knocked down, elbowed. I mean, it's just a good old-fashioned slugfest. Western Hills probably has taken less shots than Great Crossing on goal, but Western Hills, their statement all year has been tough defense, right? They just haven't been able to put it in the net. You talked about it in the pregame, how they've been in every game with the exception of one all year, and they just haven't been able to score. But defensively, they're right there, and with your backs against the wall, you know, you either lay down or stand up, and they've stood up for 40 minutes here.
Yeah, I really feel like the tempo of this game is kind of going the way of Western Hills because Great Crossing seems like they want to get the ball out into space. Seems like they want to play through the middle, and they also want to have that option. And I think, you know, it's been, like you said, a physical game. It almost looks like one of those old Big Ten football games back in the good old days. But, you know, I guess you could say, like, however many yards in a cloud of dust. I can't pull the
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. I was going to try to apply that to soccer terms, but can't do the metric conversion in my head. But yeah, that's been that's been really what we've seen here, and it's going to be interesting to see how that continues to play out. And we'll have the answer to that question coming up in a little bit. Stay with the second half action coming your way here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency, celebrating over 48 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop from and collectively over 100 years of experience. Call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free. When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Bill McCoy Insurance Agency, celebrating over 48 years in business. Call, come by, or visit our website for free quotes today.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate.
Here's what people are saying about Estate Tree Service.
They're honest, have experienced staff, fair rates, and I trust the quality of their work.
They were professional and courteous, and cleanup of the job site was great.
They are prompt, reliable, and they always make sure I'm satisfied, which is why when I have tree care needs, I call Estate Tree Service.
Our mission is to provide safe, quality tree care at a fair price to Central Kentucky. Go online or give us a call for a free quote.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Traditional Bank. When your business is looking to win, with tough competition around every corner, you need high performers backing you up. Traditional Bank's local team will stand by your side as a trusted partner, your friendly neighbor, and your biggest fan. It's time to make the switch. Traditional Bank, member FDIC.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com. Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
Well, you know what, Chris Cole? I enjoyed those 40 minutes so much. Let's do another. Second half starting. Here is the Wolverines of Western Hills. The 4th seed take on the number 1 seed, Great Crossing Warhawks. And really, I think that was the story of two halves of the first half, as Great Crossing started off, I think, a little bit on top, but really Western Hills, as the half drew on, really started to come into the game. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams respond to that as we get a little bit of acrobatics from Zach Hendricks in the goal, limbering up for that scorpion save, a la the goalkeeper for Columbia back in the day, if anybody remembers that. If not, you're already on YouTube. For some of you are, so after the game, check that out. You won't be disappointed.
So, John, I'll ask you, do you think Western Hills can sustain another 40 minutes playing like they did in the first half?
Well, that's where I think the halftime break really comes at the perfect time for them, because they were on top. They had all the momentum, and you've seen that you can really do it. Now you have the proof of concept in front of you. Now it's just time to execute again. And for Great Crossing, you saw that I think a little bit of maybe doubt started, and I'm not inside their heads or anything, but I think, if you have a lot of the ball but aren't able to score and just keep kind of coming up empty, it can start to work on you a little bit. As Western Hills on the offensive here, and the chip shot collision in front of the goal as Hendricks coming out to protect. And that was number 24 for Western Hills. Elias Chavez on the run that time. Let's take a look. Fantastic ball there again by Daniel Zelaya, playing it into the path of Chavez, who nearly got his foot to it. Needed to get there about a split second quicker, and he might have had that in the top left corner. So Western Hills answering our question of strategy. They're on the front foot early here.
Yeah, really coming out, attacking in the first minute or so of this half, trying to take the fight to Great Crossing so far.
I've been really impressed with the way Daniel Zelaya has played. He's just really controlled tempo. He's doing exactly what you'd want a midfielder to do that has experience. He's been holding the tempo. Is a dangerous ball there. Here comes Zelaya. Foot touch was a little heavy, so he tried to turn on it and fire something towards goal, but he's done a great job of really controlling the pace from the Western Hills end, pushing when he needs to, and then just sitting back and maintaining and holding possession when he needs to do that. There's the ball over the top. Coming out to grab that is Will Nguyen, who deserves a little bit of credit himself, because the chances that Great Crossing did have, he was really on top of it in the first half. But same can be said about Great Crossing, and towards the end of that game, I think, or into the first half, I think Zach Hendricks over in the Great Crossing goal did an exceptional job, and goalkeepers are both a big reason why we're still scoreless here.
Well, Will really sacrificed his body a couple of times on a couple of shots by Great Crossing in that first half. One that he actually got ran over by one of his own players and a would-be shooter for Great Crossing, and still came down with the ball.
Yeah, and I think also deserving a lot of credit there for Western Hills is number 23, Hunter Foster, who has had to make a lot of last-ditch runs to try to defend, and he's been up to the challenge every single time. Is coming in to clear that one was Lodmel, number 3 for the Wolverines. Here's Zelaya. Again, so comfortable with the ball at his feet. Trying to do the little dink and dash, I guess you'd call it there. Was over on the left side was a Wolverine. Here comes Great Crossing now, trying to establish some possession. Zelaya pulling the ball off of the feet of number 8, Nathan Purcell. Excuse me, that was number 6, Jake Leach for Great Crossing. Zalak cutting back onto his right. Takes the shot from distance. It looked like it took a little bit of a deflection on the way to Zach Hendricks. Nice job there by Sander Castillo to come in and track back and help out on defense and gain possession for Western Hills. There's Sander Castillo, number 20, playing down the left side channel. Still has it. Nice strength to stay in possession. Wadmel plays it over the top, and that time Zach Hendricks just safely takes it into his midsection there. And here comes a great crossing. But Western Hills is doing a good job of making it difficult for Great Crossing to play through midfield, as it looks like they want to do. Wolverines crowding them out. Great Crossing conceding possession again. And they managed to get it back here as Warhawks will earn a foul, a free kick, right at about the 35-yard line. So we see it again. Zelaya coming in just a little bit late on Ethan Bell. Nice job of Bell to turn and just be physical and absorb the contact and get the free kick for Great Crossing. As we're gonna
switch balls.
Yeah.
Deflate gate.
I guess that was the first thing that came to my mind too. And that is going to be given up for a corner, and you can see that the defender on that one, Hunter Foster, a little bit frustrated with himself, giving up a corner on something that was relatively harmless. Excuse me, that was number 29. I apologize. That's Bryce Douglas. And nice job by Will Nguyen to catch the ball in traffic. The 23 and the 29 are the two that's been kind of confusing me from our vantage point here. Let's take a look at that again. That was Evan Purcell, excuse me, who was all over the back of Nguyen. Just, and fairly, I might add, but Nguyen doing a nice job to catch the ball, like I said, in traffic, and that's a skill that a goalkeeper has to have.
Yeah, being able to withstand the body and hold on to a ball, because that can easily squirt through and have an easy. We saw it a couple times in the girls' game.
Yeah. And just being able to kind of keep your cool and just keep your eyes on the ball when you've got that many people and that many limbs and everything flailing around in front of you. Great Crossing on the attack now. They've got Western Hills a little bit spread. There's the cross in, and coming across to make the clearance was Bryce Douglas, and now we've got a little bit of, I think cooler heads prevailed. A little bit of a wry smile there. Oh, that was a whole lot of nothing, but definitely a trip that the Western Hills Wolverine in question there was not ready to take. That you can tell that tackle kind of took him by surprise and lifted him a couple feet off the ground. There's Nguyen coming in to grab that. That could have been dangerous. He's done a great job again in goal. And And Sander Castillo comes out with the ball, and Western Hills back in Great Crossing territory. There's Chavez for Western Hills, and it will be a Western Hills throw right in front of, well, that is the one thing about playing the games here as opposed to playing them in Sauer Soccer Field is it looks like we've got Castillo down for Western Hills. And we are going to get some attention for him. They're going to have to bring in somebody to help because he appears to be in some sort of pain there. He's able to walk and might be able to walk it off, but it does look like he'll have to come out for a little bit, maybe just a little bit shaken up. I didn't see what happened. Of course, without seeing what happened, it's difficult. You know, you never want to speculate, but it did kind of look like maybe he just got his bell rung a little bit. And, you know, I think that's the parlance for nobody knows what happened.
Well, and going down, could have landed awkwardly, got the breath knocked out of him because it looked like he was putting his hands on the back of his head trying to catch his breath. So
yeah,
maybe it was just got the wind knocked out of him. So
yeah,
that's going to be a corner.
Western Hills will have the corner here. It's Great Crossing and had a series of possession for about the last 5 minutes. They'd kind of been dictating the pace of things with Western Hills. A chance to get a ball into the Great Crossing box. And the header, just not enough pace on it, but right position. Western Hills still with it. They loft one into the box. Greg Little trying to get his head on it for Western Hills, number 7. And Wolverine still with it here. That cross is high and wide and will go out for a goal kick. Let's take a look at this here, Sander Castillo. And looks like he may have gotten a little elbow to the face there. It was kind of difficult to see, but it was definitely painful enough for him to, I'm sure he'll feel that in the morning.
I think all these players are going to feel this game in the morning. This has been an absolute slugfest.
Yeah, it's been such a physical game, and from that standpoint, it's been a lot of fun to watch because both teams are really just committing everything. That's what you want to see. Western Hills is really standing up and, you know, taking the fight to Great Crossing. And to Great Crossing's credit, they're giving as well as they've gotten.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been back and forth, give and take. And you feel like that one of these teams is going to get made not a great shot, but off a rebound
it's
or
gonna be that
a
lucky
missed
bounce.
kick.
Yeah. It just seems like it's that kind of game. It's not a game where you have that, you know, grandstand goal. It's a game where you've just got to fight the ball over the line almost. And they all count the same as soon as I say that, and that's a late slide in. I think they're just going to give the attacker the benefit of the doubt, but Nguyen really kind of laying out to make sure he gets that one cleared. And that's the kind of commitment you want out of your goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he's done that on a couple of occasions tonight, sacrificing the body. And this was a really dangerous play for Western Hills.
Yeah, and I think for Nguyen there, I think you know you're going to catch something on that. And he's up and he's fine. And nothing illegal, of course, that time, and called as such, but.
But what a job just to get a foot on that,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, I mean, because you could sometimes get the, oh, do I get a foot on this and take the shot, or do I misstep or, the concentration just to make that play.
Yeah. And especially coming that far out of your goal, because if you don't get there, it's a wide open goal. And you look at, and you're down a goal. So, Western Hills.
Corner.
Yeah, it looked like great crossing. The players were moving as if it were a goal kick, but corner flag was clearly pointed towards the flag on the field. And the unfortunate impediment of trying to put in an outswinger with the opposite foot on a football field / soccer field is that, those pesky goalposts are in the way. So take a look at this. In our game that we broadcast at Franklin County on Friday night, I saw the goalkeeper for the opposite team, North Hardin, practicing, or the place kicker practicing field goals from just about that spot. So I wonder if he actually plays for the soccer team for North Oldham. And he was just trying to get into rhythm, like just, play what you know, I guess.
Well, so many soccer players now kick for the football teams.
Here comes Western Hills as their midfield is just, it feels like over the past 5 minutes, Great Crossing has been able to kind of dictate the battle in midfield and play that a lot more in Western Hills' half. As here comes Bell, just chips that one forward. It looked like he was trying to just flick it into the path of Ryan Payne, the junior, who was making that run right down the middle. Nice job by Western Hills to clear it for a throw. Let's take a look at this. That was good work there by number 34 for Western Hills coming in to make that clearance.
And it went across the end line, so it's going to be a goal kick or a corner kick here.
Oh, I thought they had gotten a throw. And they pull Nguyen out, and that's going to be the first goal of the game. Nguyen unable to get his foot to it, and Great Crossing opening the scoring with 24:48 left in that. That is in the half. That is number 20, the senior, James Crone. Let's take a look at the replay. Some nice work by Bell to get just enough space to put in that cross, and that was the one mistake that we've seen Nguyen make. He was kind of caught in a bad position, and really, I think a fantastic job there. Actually, it was James Crone that I saw, but I think he was the one that really was that Nguyen had his mind on. The ball just slipped its way through him, and I think it was Purcell, Evan Purcell actually, that got the goal.
Yeah, Crone was more of a decoy than anything there for Great Crossing, and it paid off, right?
Yeah, as soon as the ball got through Nguyen, it was just really a matter of somebody for the Warhawks getting a foot to it. And that breaks the deadlock. 1-0. Great Crossing is now up on Western Hills as a trip to the 41st District Championship on Thursday night hangs in the balance. And now for Western Hills, you played, and let's take a look at this because I want to see, yeah, it falls through Crone, and like you said, he almost did a good job of like just balking the keeper, doing a nice job, and then just, if you could fault Western Hills for anything, nobody really backing up there, but it was more just a nice run by Purcell to make the run regardless and just be in the right place, right time, and all he had to do was get a foot to it and had a wide open goal.
And didn't I say just a few minutes ago that it would be something weird?
Yeah.
And, that's not probably how you draw it up.
Here comes the cross in from Crone, and that is going to go out for a goal kick. But yeah, what really set that goal up was some nice footwork over there on the left side. I believe that was Ethan Bell for Great Crossing, as we're going to see Sander Castillo come back into the game for Western Hills. He's the one that kind of took that shot to the face a little bit ago. Is he playing without shin guards?
He's probably playing those little insert shin guards that's about that big.
Yeah.
But there's those inserts that these kids are wearing now are about 4 to 6 inches long, and they just stick them down in their socks.
It's bold. I felt like when I played, I felt like I needed about twice as much padding as I had. And now great crossing, threatening again. That's the important thing for Western Hills now. The goal has gone in. You've played as hard as you can up until this point, and just kind of a weird bounce and a little fluke, and the goal winds up in the back of the net. You got the thing to make sure is that don't get your head down. Just keep focusing on what you're doing, and it's hard for a team like Western Hills that doesn't it's been a struggle for them to get goals on the board this season. Well, now you just, the season's hanging in the balance, so you've really got to, and even if it means, putting your goal at risk a little bit, you've got to really come out guns blazing and try to even this up, because you got 21-29 in your season. And great crossing still on the attack here, and they're kind of starting to get in a rhythm. And cross comes in, and trying to shoot at that time was Crone, and he had a little collision with Zelaya over there in front of goal, and Zelaya's still down. And the official's going to go over, and we are going to get a stoppage of play here as Zelaya looks to have gotten a knock to the foot. And I think that's just one of those unfortunate things where Crone, he's looking at the ball because he's standing right in front of a goal. And I don't even think he saw Zelaya coming in on it. Or if he did, he's got to be the first to that ball. But it's a tough hit for Zelaya as he looks to be in a great deal of pain here. Here's the replay.
Yeah, just above the ankle there, it looked like.
And we've got another angle of the goal here as it's finished there, and that's a fantastic job. In all facets of that goal, I believe that was Ethan Bell on the left side, just cutting back and creating some space, and James Crone to just make himself available for a pass and just get enough on it to distract the keeper, Will Nguyen, for Western Hills. And then that was an underrated skill to be able to finish that by Evan Purcell, because he's really leaning back and going against his weight, and it's just an instinct finish.
Yeah, it was basically just a redirection of the ball.
It's more difficult than it looks, because his momentum was carrying him completely the opposite direction. So now Western Hills up against it as they find themselves down a goal, and really one of their best playmakers, Daniel Zelaya, is, for the time being, out of the game. But the Wolverines have shown a lot of fight so far, and they'll have to keep that up if they want to keep their season alive. Here's Ethan Bell, chips it in, reached the head of Crone, but took a deflection out. And here's the ball back in over the top, and this time Nguyen's able to just grab it. $20 minutes left in this one. Western Hills held great crossing for 65 minutes of play, but a James Crone deflection brought it into the path of Evan Purcell for a great crossing, and they find themselves up 1-0. Here's the throw in from Lucas Smith. Here's Castillo. He's got some space to work if he can get to it, but nice job by Lucas Smith for great crossing to come in and deflect. And real back and forth here. And the official, you can tell the official has been consistent. He's been consistently letting them play. And as Ryan Payne goes to the ground, it's a goal kick, I think, but it's, yeah, well, that's one of those.
Well, and I think that's a good call by the official. I don't think there was any intent there. I think their feet just got tangled up.
Yeah, I think you're right, because you can tell, it, like, if you look at that, number 34 for Western Hills, I believe that's Carson Wallace. His eyes are on the ball there, so he's not trying to trip.
No, I think their feet just got tangled up, and that's a.
Here's the shot from distance, pulled wide,
and that shows you how good of officiating crew we've got here tonight, because that could have easily been blown.
Yeah. Here's the cutback and shot. That was Romario Hernandez, the freshman for Great Crossing, now in the game. If you're watching us on YouTube or on Cable 10, we want to thank you for watching us as we bring you the 41st District Soccer Tournament. We're happy to be out here at Western Hills, and Great Crossing attacking now as Romario Hernandez plays a dangerous ball right across the face of goal. Nguyen was not able to get a hand to it, but nobody attacking, nobody able to get on the end of it for Great Crossing. You could see Ryan Payne was there, but just couldn't really get himself adjusted in time. But
great cross. It was a great setup poke through the defense. And then just backside unable to get someone there.
The freshman for Great Crossing making his presence known as we've got Daniel Zelaya back on the field for Western Hills, number 11. And that is definitely a benefit as Western Hills tries to get back into this game and get the scoreline back even. Zelaya involved immediately. You can see there's some tape around that foot that took a hit. Here's Carson Thomas. Here's Castillo cutting back. He's got some space. Taking into the box, plays it across, and not high enough to get out of the grasp of Zach Hendricks, who hasn't had a lot to do lately. Puts his foot and his body and everything into that one, but got the job done. As here's Romario Hernandez. He's shown a lot of skill so far in his time in the game over there on the right wing. Here's Zelaya. Crowded out of the ball, but a little bit too much strength on that one. Let's take a look here. Nice battle between Evan Purcell and Zelaya. And
little hip check.
Yeah.
Little hip toss.
There's the ball over the top. Hernandez gets a foot to it, holding possession. Just gets crowded out. Here's Bell looking to get the ball onto his left foot. And he hits the post with the right-footed shot, nearly snuck it in. Great Crossing still on the attack, and that one is going to be a little high on the return shot. But that was a fantastic bit of work there from Ethan Bell, or excuse me, well, did not see whether that was Bell or Payne The numbers are kind of hard to see from our vantage point here. That was a fantastic bit of footwork, and that was Ethan Bell, number 9. Nearly with a fantastic finish near side of the keeper. "14 minutes and change left in this one. Great crossing, finally breaking through at the 25-minute mark here in the second half. And that is the score so far, as the Warhawks are up 1-0 on the Wolverines. Let's take a look at this replay here, as Nguyen able to grab that one. As you could see, Ryan Payne coming in, and we're going to get a free kick here in the middle, and taking it quickly is Western Hills, and they may have great crossing. Caught napping here, but just too heavy of a touch was required there by Castillo to get the ball past the defender, and just ran out of room.
Yeah, they had a quick breakaway there, but just heavy-footed there and just couldn't control it down the sideline.
Here comes great crossing there. Still pushing for a second here. Lucas Smith, the right back, plays the ball in, and it's deflected away for Western Hills. Nice job to step out there by James Crone, who's really taken on the role that you'd want a senior to take on, as he's kind of willed this great crossing team a little bit into getting what you would call an industrial win. Just hard work and commitment, and like you said, Chris, the goal wasn't, I mean, it wasn't a bad goal, but it wasn't anything that you put on a highlight reel. But you know, it's got you in the lead, and you just kept working and kept grinding, and eventually the lucky bounce came your way.
Yeah, I mean, it just one of them good old-fashioned 1-0 games so far.
Those are Doug Crow specials. He loves those. Here's the shot by Bell, as he just has one and not able to keep that one down. And great crossing is going to have a throw in here on our side of the field. Just a reminder, the winner of this game will move on Thursday night to take on the winner of tomorrow night's game. As we'll put a pause on that, as great crossing has the ball in the Western Hills box. Here's Hernandez. Chips it, nearly gets it in, sneaks it into the post, but I think Nguyen had to, again, kind of put himself on the line to keep that one out. Let's take a look at this.
Little chip shot.
Wow, that is a fantastic bit of skill. Nearly snuck it in. He's been really impressive so far, has Romario Hernandez. And I guess they're going to say it hit the post before Nguyen got his hand to it. Or he may have actually gotten his hand to it through the net from the inside of the goal. That's kind of what it looked like. As this will tell the tale. Or maybe he didn't touch it with his hand at all, and I'm just seeing things.
Well, I thought he might have got a fingertip on it too, but
I appreciate the support.
Well, I'm there for you, John.
I know, man. Here comes great crossing. Crone nearly getting the ball under his feet in front of the Western Hills goal. Here's the layup. Nice job. Crossed up the defender, and I believe we're going to have our first card issued of the game here as Crone taking one for the team, I think, a little bit right there. That's maybe a senior realizing that if he gets turned here, let's take a look at it. And I think he may have just been a little bit late to that. But the result is the same. You stop a break from happening when you might be shorthanded. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And coming into the game is Brendan Welsh, the sophomore for James Crone.
So, you know, this Great Crossing team, the last 2 games they've had in district play in the tournament, last year going to the championship game, and then this first round game this year has been this type of game, right?
Yeah.
Frankfort High battled them last year, ended up winning that one in overtime.
Yeah, everybody I think remembers everybody that watched the tournament last year, that was really the highlight of the entire week for us, which is what you want out of your championship game. But that was a fantastic game. We were happy to bring it to you, but that was so exciting down the stretch as Great Crossing kept attacking and Frankfort High managed to get the win, as you said, in overtime. Now Great Crossing trying to outlast Western Hills in, you described it, and it's perfect. A very similar situation, I think, here.
Yeah, a little different style game, but you know, Frankfort High was able to put a couple of goals on, but it was late, right? They scored what in the last minute to tie it, and then
and Great Crossing with the chance to double their score now, and just bouncing around a little bit and not really landing anywhere. It lands on the feet of Romario Hernandez, and he tries to first time it and volley it, but really couldn't get his foot to it well enough to put any danger in the mind of Will Nguyen, who grabs it calmly and boots it all the way to the 20-yard line. Zelaya tried to bring that one under control and just a little bit frustrated with himself as he starts to lose a little bit of the tape that's around his ankle at the moment. Take nothing away from Western Hills there. They've really fought hard, and I mean, just looking at the previous matchup and what these teams have done this year, I don't think most people wouldn't have predicted what we're seeing out there right now. So I think regardless of the outcome, Wolverines can come out with a lot of credit in this game, but the problem is this is the first round, and you got to win here, your season's over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody knows that all it takes is one win, and you're moving on for at least 2 more games. But that first win is also important. And it's been a valiant effort. I mean, we still got 6 minutes to go. Anything can happen. But it does seem like Great Crossing is kind of taking control of this the last few minutes, really since that goal was scored with about 20 minutes ago. So
now we've got just a little under 6 minutes left. Great Crossing still pushing for a second. And now they might be, as they roll the ball over to the corner, I think they might be adopting a little more wait and see approach, where if something's there, they'll push for it. And if they catch a mismatch or catch a mistake, they may go for it. But I think now it's almost as a big foot comes through from Great Crossing, and they get the ball in the far right corner. But now it may be just kind of pin the ball in the corner and protect that 1-0 lead you have and live to fight another day.
As the old saying is, kind of park the bus.
Indeed. As we see Ryan Payne coming back onto the field for Great Crossing. You look at Great Crossing's roster, and Daniel Zelaya back on the field for Western Hills. The new tape job, I imagine. Looking at Great Crossing's roster, they've got several seniors in this starting lineup, so really this is the year for them. And they're pushing hard to keep a season where they've performed admirably alive. And the official appeared to see a foul in the build-up there.
I think we had a handball.
Oh. It's another one of those moments I was looking at my roster instead of my monitor. Ooh. I didn't. I think if it touched anything, it might have touched some hair on the arm. There's a shot from distance by Lucas Smith. Came in with a lot of heat and nearly snuck it inside the near post.
Well, they like taking those shots at those posts, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is great because that's the toughest place for a keeper to get to.
Nice look there from our field level camera. All our camera guys doing a great job tonight, I might add. And it's not as if they get to practice this a lot. We only really shoot soccer once a year here, but showing they're up to the task, and up to the task of netting a second goal for Great Crossing is number 2, Ryan Payne. And that might just put it out of reach for Western Hills. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and excuse me, was that, let's take a look at this, because it was Ethan Bell actually with a fantastic shot from distance. I thought it was Ryan Payne because he was raising his hands and celebrating, but he's just doing what a good teammate would do in celebrating your teammate's goal. And Western Hills on the wrong side of the scoreboard by a second goal here, as Great Crossing has 1 foot in the tournament final on Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm with the history of this Hills team this year. Unable to produce a lot of goals. 2-0 with 3 minutes change to go seems a tough mountain to climb.
It would take an awfully big contrast to type, but we've seen stranger things happen in this tournament. But they've got to do it now if they're going to do it. Here's Castillo playing it forward. He tried to find Thomas in space, but Great Crossing now with the 2-goal lead just kind of have to weather the storm a little bit and just ride this one out, and they'll be in the tournament final on Thursday night. It's a tough way to go down for Western Hills, as they really played stingy defense, and they really took the fight, as we've said several times, to Great Crossing, but might just be that you know, your sometimes the stats don't lie. And I mean, the statistics back up the fact that this Western Hills team has struggled to score goals all season. They were in positions to do so tonight, but just never were able to put it together. And Great Crossing is a team that has specialized in that all season, as Lucas Smith trying to swing his left foot onto that one for the Warhawks, who are chasing a third here. But Western Hills on the break now. If you're going to catch Great Crossing, this might be the way to do it.
Great transition defense there by Great Crossing, as they're able to get their defenders back and disrupt that break.
A couple of substitutions coming in for the Wolverines as Hunter Foster, the senior, comes in, and I think it might just be getting some of your senior players in there for Western Hills, as maybe the writing's on the wall a little bit. But great crossing, give them credit. They've done it the hard way tonight, and they've really stuck in there and put up a commendable performance here in the second half. And it looks like they're going to come out the victor tonight. So we've got a free kick here, and that's taken by James Crone. Here's Romario Hernandez. Loses the ball. Zelaya with it now as Western Hills, I think, maybe kind of accepting their fate a little bit. Well, Zelaya makes some nice moves, gets across. But a nice job breaking up play that time by number 16, Tyler Andrews. And stepping over it there is Carson Thomas. But that's going to be a goal kick up. No, it'll be a throw in, but 10 seconds left here. Not a whole lot Western Hills can do with it. As that is headed clear. And great crossing is going to be moving on after a fight that they will remember. 2-0. The Great Crossing Warhawks move on to the 41st District Tournament Championship. And a hard-fought game. Western Hills nothing to hang their head about. But Great Crossing in the end coming out ahead, and they will move on to the championship game to take on Franklin County or Frankfort High. We'll give you the highlights, and we'll put a bow on this one on the other side of the break. Keep it here on Cable 10.
The Game of the Week, Play of the Game, is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what they do, and families are why they do it. In today's fast-paced housing market, you need realtors with experience, who understand that timing is essential when finding the perfect home for the right price. Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher are here to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience from start to finish.
Real estate is what we do,
and families are why we do it.
A nearly full moon hangs over the 41st District Soccer Tournament as play has concluded for the evening. Great Crossing edging out a win over the host Western Hill Wolverines. And here's our play of the game, and it was the goal that opened up the scoring as Ethan Bell playing it in. James Crone just getting a little bit of a foot to it to sneak it past Will Nguyen in the Great Crossing goal, and that was enough to allow Evan Purcell, the senior, to finish. And that really just, I kind of deflated maybe Western Hills a little bit, because they'd held on for so long at that point and really never got a foot back in the attacking part. And the Wolverines getting a nice send-off from their home crowd here. But Great Crossing moving on to take on the winner of Franklin County and Frankfort High, and that's the one we're going to have for you tomorrow night. It's been a lot of fun tonight, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, Evan. If this is any indication what we're in store for tomorrow night and Thursday night, it's going to be a fun week of soccer.
Crosstown battles tomorrow night as Franklin County takes on Frankfort High in the boys and the girls. You're not going to want to miss it. Thankfully, we're going to have everything for you here tomorrow night on the 41st District Tournament broadcast from Cable 10.